Nkechi stood at the center of the choir, her voice a heavenly soprano, drawing tears from some of the listeners. Knowing she had everyone fooled, night fell, and Nkechi shared her angelic persona. Ladies and gentlemen, make way for Nixie, the fire starter. Nkechi threw her head back in laughter, strutting to the dance floor where she commanded attention. The golden rays of the morning sun streamed through the stained glass windows of St. Michael's Church, casting colorful reflections on the congregation. Nkechi stood at the center of the choir, her pristine white gown a stark contrast to the vibrant light. Her voice, a heavenly soprano, soared above the harmonious melody, drawing tears from some of the listeners. The church was filled with awe. Mama Ikem turned to her daughter, whispering, "Watch Nkechi. She's a true example of a godly lady. She's dedicated, humble, and disciplined." Ikem grudgingly replied the mother, "Yes, Mama." As the song ended, Nkechi stepped down from the pulpit, lowering her gaze in mock humility as the congregation erupted into applause. Beneath a serene demeanor, she basked in the admiration. Knowing she had everyone fooled, night fell, and Nkechi shared her angelic persona. In her cramped room, she replaced her modest church dress with a sequined mini dress that clung to her figure. Her soft, subtle makeup gave way to bold red lipstick, dramatic eyeliner, and a glittery eyeshadow. She slid on her high heels and examined herself in the mirror, smirking at her transformation. The music at Club Inferno throbbed in her chest as she walked in, a queen in her element. The regulars greeted her with cheers. DJ Slick, spotting her entrance, said, "Ladies and gentlemen, make way for Nixie, the fire starter." Nkechi threw her head back in laughter, strutting to the dance floor where she commanded attention. One of the club regulars screamed, shouting over the music, "Nixie, you're the life of this place." Nkechi winking, "Yes, you know it, darling." Her nights at the club were intoxicating. Freedom from the expectations of her church life. Nkechi's life was a delicate dance. By day, she was the choir's golden girl, leading rehearsals and encouraging younger members. By night, she lost herself in the pulsating rhythm of the club. But the double life was beginning to take its toll. One Sunday morning, after a particularly wild Saturday night, Nkechi dragged herself to choir practice. Her makeup barely concealed the bags under her eyes. The choir master noticed Nkechi. He said, "Nkechi, are you all right? You look exhausted." Nkechi, forcing a laugh, she replied, "I have been fasting and praying, sir. It's just taking a toll on my body." Her fellow choir members exchanged approving looks. One of them said, "She's so dedicated. We should all be like Nkechi." Another one replied, "Yes, she's truly an inspiration." Nkechi swallowed the bitter taste of irony and forced a smile. Nkechi's perfectly curated facade began to crack when she visited Mama Tari, the community's pharmacist, in tears. Her voice trembling, she said, "Mama Tari, I missed my period." Mama Tari sighed deeply, her heart heavy. Nkechi was no longer a stranger to her shop. Disapprovingly, she said, "Nkechi, this is the third time this year. How long do you think you can keep this up?" You can't serve God with one hand and the devil with the other. Nkechi, pleading eyes, replied her, "Please, Mama Tari, this is the last time. I will change. I promise." Reluctantly, Mama Tari handed her the pills. "This life will catch up with you, Nkechi. It always does," Mama Tari warned her. When Mama Tari's son, Tari, returned from America, he became the talk of the town. Tall, charismatic, and successful. He turned heads wherever he went. But it was during a Sunday service that Nkechi caught his eye. Tari watched, captivated, as Nkechi led the choir in a moving hymn. After the service, he couldn't resist asking his mother about her. "Mama," he asked, "who is that lady in choir? Her voice, it's something else." Mama Tari replied him, hesitating, "That's Nkechi." "But Tari, she's not who you think she is, oh." Tari replied the mother, "Come on, Mama. She seems perfect." Tari was persistent, determined to pursue Nkechi despite his mother's warnings. Finally, Mama Tari sat him down. With a heavy heart, she said, "Tari, I didn't want to tell you this, but I have to protect you. Nkechi, she's been living a double life. She's been here multiple times for abortions." Tari was stunned. In disbelief, he exclaimed, "Abortions? Nkechi? Choir? That doesn't sound like the lady I've seen at church." Mama Tari replied him, "My son, appearances can be deceiving. I'm telling you this because I love you." When Nkechi learned that Tari knew her secret, she was devastated. She confronted him after choir practice, her voice trembling. "Tari," she said, "I heard what your mother told you, but I am not proud of my past. Honestly, I am not that person anymore." Tari looked at her, replied hesitating, "Nkechi, it is hard to reconcile the woman I see now with the things I've heard. Trust takes time, Nkechi. Please just give me some time." The rumors spread quickly in their small community. Nkechi became the subject of whispered conversations. Mama Ikem, who had encouraged her daughter to be like Nkechi, was having a conversation with a woman in the market. "My sister, did you hear about Nkechi, the choir girl? All those church songs were just a cover, oh." The woman replied, "Way. Are you serious?" "Yes, now. And to think we wanted our daughters to emulate her." The judgment weighed heavily on Nkechi. She stopped attending choir practice, avoiding the stares and whispers. After weeks of isolation, Nkechi decided to face the congregation. On a bright Sunday morning, she stood before them, her voice steady but her eyes filled with tears. "I have made mistakes. I have made grave mistakes. I have lived a life of pretense. But I am done hiding. I am asking you all for your forgiveness and for God's grace to start anew." The silence was deafening until Tari rose from his seat. He walked to her side. Taking her hand, he said, "We all have a past, Nkechi, but what matters is how we rise from it." As Nkechi walked to rebuild her life, she began receiving anonymous notes in her church mailbox. Each one was filled with words of encouragement, scriptures, and admiration. One note read, "Your courage inspires me. Keep walking in God's light." Another note read, "A broken vessel in God's hand can still hold living water. Don't give up. At first, Nkechi thought it might be Tari, but the handwriting was different. Curiosity burned within her, but the note gave her a renewed sense of hope. Unknown to Nkechi, one of her fellow choir members, Chioma, harbored resentment towards her. Chioma had always felt overshadowed by Nkechi's talent and grace. Now, with Nkechi's past exposed, Chioma saw an opportunity to permanently tarnish her image. One evening, Chioma approached DJ Slick at the club Inferno. "You know Nixie, don't you?" she asked. DJ Slick smirking. "Of course now, she's unforgettable. That babe." Chioma handing him some money. "I need your help. I need you to send me a proof that she was here. Pictures, videos, anything you've got." DJ Slick, always so eager for extra cash, agreed. During choir practice, Chioma interrupted the section with her phone in hand. She said loudly, "I think the congregation should know the truth about our angelic Nkechi." She played a video of Nkechi at Club Inferno, dancing provocatively and laughing with a drink in hand. Gasps filled the room. Choir master said sternly, "Chioma, this is not the place for such behavior." "But Nkechi, is this true?" Nkechi stood frozen, her face pale. She said softly, "It is. But that's not who I am anymore." Just as the room threatened to spiral into chaos, Mama Tari entered. She said firmly, "Enough! We have all made mistakes. Nkechi's courage to admit her faults and seek redemption is more than many of us can claim. Judge not," the Bible said, "lest you be judged." The room fell silent. Chioma shifted uncomfortably, realizing she had gone too far. That evening, as Nkechi sat alone in the church garden, Tari approached her with a small envelope. He smiled shyly. "I thought you might like to know who has been writing those notes." Nkechi opened the envelope to find a familiar handwriting. Tari's. "So it was you all along, Tari," Nkechi said, tearing up. Tari replied her, nodding. "I saw the strength in you even before you showed it to the world. I believed in you, Nkechi." After her failed attempts to disgrace Nkechi, Chioma began to reflect on her actions. During a quiet prayer section, she approached Nkechi. "Nkechi, I am so sorry. I let my jealousy cloud my judgment. Please forgive me." Nkechi smiled. "We have all been there, Chioma. Let's move forward together." The two women embraced, marking a new chapter of unity in the choir. Months later, during a special choir rehearsal, Tari surprised Nkechi. As the choir sang one of her favorite hymns, he walked in with a small velvet box. Kneeling, he said, "Nkechi, you've shown me the meaning of grace and resilience. Will you let me walk this journey of faith and love with you forever?" Tears streamed Nkechi's face as she nodded. "Tari, yes, yes." The choir erupted in cheers, their voices blending into a harmonious song of celebration. Nkechi's life became a testimony of God's ability to transform and redeem. With Tari by her side, she became a mentor to young women in the community, sharing her story and helping them find their own paths to redemption. Her scars remained, but they became symbols of strength and a reminder that no matter how far one strays, there's always a way back home. Hey, beautiful people, I hope you do enjoy this story. Let me know what you learned from this story. My own point of view is this, that whatever it is our past may look like, that there is always beautiful in our future. All we have to do is keep working on ourselves, become better versions of ourselves, and truly the sky will be our starting point. I am rooting for us all. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Turn on post notification to get notified on more stories coming your way like this. Please watch more minutes of the ads. Please, it helps support us by giving us the revenue. I hope to see you on the next tale. Don't forget, you deserve everything you desire. Keep loving yourself. See you on the next tale. Bye for now.